Kavlin. Pat, I mean, today we got a little taste of it, but that was just a taste because it's only going to be like that for the next few days, and it's going to get even worse.
I would say it's going to be like this from now until, what, like October?
Yeah, there
right?
you go. That's fair. That's more like it.
Unfortunately, a little bit of an early start for us. We didn't see the records that we were expecting today, and that's because we had that cloud coverage this morning, and that really held on through about noon to 1 o'clock. And then once that burned off, temperatures jumped into the 90s. Tomorrow, I think we make a run at the records. 96, the record in College Station. That's the forecast. At Bush, the record's 96. That goes back to 1967. Same at Hobby. I think we'll get close to it in both locations. Galveston, you tied a record today. I think with more of a robust south wind, you're going to stay just below that record, but still very, very warm, especially when you factor in that humidity. Through the overnight, temperatures don't drop that much. 76 for Sugar Land and Houston. Same for League City, near 80. For Galveston, mid-70s farther north, and that's because of the extra cloud coverage and because of that humidity. Up to 95 then for Mother's Day feels more like 100 degrees in the shade, and that's the key. These are feels like temperatures in the shade, so as you're out in the sun, it feels even warmer than that. Right now, we're at 80 at Bush, 81 for Hobby, 82 in Galveston. Take a close look at these numbers, throw in the humidity, and that feels more like 87 right now in Hobby. Feels like almost 90 in Galveston. Feels like 87 in Tomball. Feels like 84 in Bush. And 88 right now. That's the current feels like temperature up in Huntsville. So really, really high heat and humidity still even at this hour. High pressure's in charge, though. That's going to keep us really dry as we go through the next few days. And it's also going to keep up that onshore flow, which means clouds turn as we go through the overnight. Humidity stays very high as well. Tomorrow, same story, different day. Going to be a hot day for Mother's Day. We're talking about temperatures again in the low to mid 90s with feels like numbers back to the triple digits because that onshore flow continues. We stay dry and the feels like temperature is still up near 100 degrees as we get into the start of the upcoming work week, and it doesn't go anywhere as we get through the next few days. High temperatures expected to stay in the 90s. We do get a little bit of a dip here by midweek, but it's back up by Thursday and Friday. 95 the forecast for tomorrow, 93 for Monday. Again, we start to see those numbers fall back a bit, but the humidity is really going to be the great equalizer here, and that stays in place. This is the feels like temperature in the shade. Everything that we do in terms of temperature and feels like temperature, that's all measured in the shade. So when you're out in the sun, when you're on the blacktop, when you're over concrete, I mean, it just feels so much hotter. 99 the feels like temperature tomorrow at Bush, 100 for Conroe, and even warmer here as you get a little farther north and west of I-10, and that's just because the humidity really stays in place, and that's going to be with us here as we go through the upcoming week. So there's the 7-day forecast. And again, not a lot of relief. We get a little bit of a tease. You know, we start to drop back to 90 by Wednesday. Yeah. And then we're back to 94 on Friday. And not a drop of rain. That's so unusual for us to be dealing with this heat and humidity. You know, that summer pattern, you expect those afternoon pop-up storms.
Yeah.
And we just don't get that. High pressure stays in charge. That ridge holds on. And so we stay dry through the week, which is not good news for the drought-stricken areas. We'll have to keep an eye on that for the week.
Yeah, you just copy and paste it hot,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, for the
and
next
then at the very
7
end,
days.
did you see the end?
Yeah,
It's still hot.
Yeah, still hot.